Like millions of kids, Tommy Henry aspired to be a major leaguer, but he didn't plan to pitch.
I definitely had dreams of being the first left-handed shortstop in the big leagues. I wrote a paper in like 5th or 6th grade on why baseball should play half the innings going how we play it now, and then half the innings where we run to third base like first base, so that we need left-handed infielders.
Though innovative, Henry's unlikely scenario would eventually lead him into the outfield, and then onto the bump where the Michigan native southpaw landed him with his favorite childhood program.
I knew that Michigan was my dream school. I wanted the academics, and there was just nowhere else I could picture myself. It was far enough from home where I had a little bit of separation in college experience, but close enough where if I needed to, I could drive home.
After a run to the College World Series, Henry was drafted by Arizona 74th overall in 2019. Just 3 years later, he got the call up to pitch for the Diamondbacks on the road against the Guardians.
Swing and a miss, and Tommy Henry has his first major league strikeout.
Normally a peak moment in a pro ball player's career, Henry happened to already be in Cleveland, celebrating his brother-in-law's life after he died in a tragic car accident.
It was such a weird mix of emotions because I'm here dealing with like a lot of emotions myself, a lot of emotions for my family. It's a loss that I think still affects all of us to this day. And then, like arguably the best news of your life.
Henry kept the phone call to himself until after the ceremony. Then he whispered the news to his family.
I didn't want anyone else to have to deal with this weird mix of emotions.
Do you sometimes wish it was on a different day? Maybe a day before or a day after?
Yes and no. It's a little bit weird that it happened that way. But no, because it didn't take me away from the moment of where I wanted to be for Cooper, for my family. And, at the end of the day, I believe all that's, God's timing. And so he had his hand in that and planned it to go exactly that way.
Now with 35 major league appearances, in 2024, Henry has split time with Reno and Arizona.
He could grind it out. And I like that in pitchers when they're able to grind it out, knowing that maybe something's not going right, but being able to go through 5. It may not be pretty, but you get through 5 and, at least try to keep your team in the game. And that was one thing I noticed. He was able to give you up until the last drop.
Baseball throws a lot at you. There's a lot of success, there's a lot of failure, there's a lot of times where you can feel alone or lost and not really sure why things are going the way they are. And so I think all of that offers a chance for growth and for perspective changes and to really learn about yourself, to learn about life, all through what baseball offers you.
In the unstable world of professional baseball, Henry and his fiancée Bree find daily peace through their adopted dog Graham, who often spends time at Greater Nevada Field.
He totally does that for me. If I give up 11 runs or if I give up 0, it's the same greeting at the door, whether we win or lose. And I think over the course of a long season where there's a lot of ups and downs, that stability is really nice to have. It's fun. And he's always there for you and offers you a different perspective.
For Aces All In, I'm Nikki Pica, Nevada Sportsnet.
Wonderful catch. Nice ball.
Silly, coach.
Plain silly, coach. I am mic'd up for NSN, so let's try and watch our mouth, because I'm going to for sure, okay? Help me out. It's open. Let's just take it right now. Shoot. Okay. Brandon did it yesterday. We've had the quarterbacks, Logan's done it, Phillips done it. When we have teams that blitz on us, we can hit the crosser right now. Tell them, what was going to be the goal if we had one state or not one state? Well, let's say we hadn't one state. It was going to come win state this year. So goal it's no different. We want to win goal. We want to win state again.
It's lots of motivation for this year. I feel like we can go back to back.
From freshman to senior year, they've always felt like a family. That's just how it is here at Minot.
Nobody's standing next to me anymore.
We don't want to be near you.
Mickey, nobody's standing next to me now because of you.
He's a great guy, better coach. He always wants the best for us, and it's great to know that He doesn't just care about you as a football player, he cares about you as a person. And so he's a guy that you want to work for. He's a guy that you want to do well for because he wants the best for you.
What do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of Sinatra.
You like Frank?
You can walk, you don't need to run on this. Outside linebacker, when it hit, yes, you got exactly what you want for the measure coming across.
All the coaches have really helped us. They try to keep our intensity up and our attention to detail really high. Our games that are out of the season, our preseason games down in California, I feel like those are really important ones for the team, but also definitely Spanish Springs and Reed.
Let's go, let's go. So just take it right now and put it on them, okay?
From last year, winning state and all that hard work we did, it's carrying over this year, I could tell. Everyone's working hard every day. Everyone's getting into that rhythm, you know, attention to detail. We're just working.
I kind of have this anxiety and pressure that I put on myself every year for the last 30 years, so actually it feels the exact same as it's felt for 30 straight years. Holy, nice ball. Team, guys, team!
The Reno Aces are set at catcher, with Adrian Del Castillo and Jose Herrera teaming up to be one of the team's best tandems in AAA. The younger Del Castillo working his way up to the biggest little city, now a top 30 prospect for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I went to Puerto Rico this offseason, played winter ball. Just more reps, I think, helped me. Getting a little stronger, too, in the offseason as well. Obviously, every year I try to get a little stronger.
The University of Miami product proving to be one of the team's most productive hitters, leading the Aces in hits, runs, and doubles. The 24-year-old's 2024 surge coming 3 years after Arizona drafted him 67th overall. His love for the position starting as a kid.
Not as a kid, I liked catching, so kind of did it to myself. But I mean, I like it. It's fun. You're always in the game. You're in charge of the game. You know, you're calling pitches, and you know, you got to manage your own, your game and your staff and all that stuff. So it's fun.
With Del Castillo choosing to don the tools of ignorance as a kid, Herrera's route to the backstop is different. The Venezuelan native switching positions at age 15, a year before signing with the Diamondbacks for over $1 million, one of Arizona's highest paid international signings.
I was a shortstop, and I was about to be signed with the New York Mets as a shortstop. But my agent by that time saw something that we could get more money or better signing bonus as a catcher, and he mentioned it to me, and I never caught before, and but I never regret.
Over a decade later, Herrera has 90 games of Major League experience, including being a part of Arizona's 2023 run to the World Series.
I'm always thankful what God brings to my life, and that was something that I took it like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, I want to try, and at the beginning, I didn't know anything about catching. I was just throwing down the second base and hit the balls doing tryouts. But when we start get going and get comfortable with the position and my arms start getting red by blocking the balls, and I start enjoyable, and now here I am, 11 years after.
Cut, swing and a miss. Snap throw to first, they got him.
From behind the plate, the catcher sees all, but also has to manage the defense with each pitch.
Being a catcher is kind of like you have the leadership inside of you, but you have to translate it to your teammates. If you want them to play hard for you, you have to play hard for them, and that's my mentality every time that I take the field.
Off the field, the two take pride in being the bridge to promoting growth and positivity for their team. Herrera and Del Castillo learning from one another as they manage the pitchers and the game.
Super positive guy, honestly great on and off the field. Like, he's helped me a lot, mentally, physically, and all that stuff, even training. So he's been a really good person to have next to me.
We work hard together with the pitchers, try to get them in the right mindset and the right activities through the season. It's a long season, and we know we're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, but just stay focused.
For Aces All In, I'm Nikki Pica.
there's an obligation when you're a part of this community to support other people in this community.
Come on, Daddy, let's do it.
We're cops. I mean, these are people whose family members died in the line of duty serving us.
Yeah!
And so anything that we can do in a small way to give back and acknowledge that sacrifice and that service, I feel like that's an obligation that we have. And I want to make sure that I set that example for our student athletes. And I know that that's a core value for the University of Nevada as well. So it's a fun way to do it.
We're gonna hit some bombs, boys.
I am first base coach, associate head coach, and head strength and conditioning.
That was cool. It'd be a scary sight if you were being chased from that drop down line. Yeah. Stay on first, stay on first. There you go, kid. I think it just rings.
Oh, nice. Warm up Minter. Hey, warm up Minter. All right, get Minter going.
Look, big Austin mic'd up. It's Drew Watts here. Drew Watts back is here. I'm disappointed with my team right now. We look unathletic right now.
Make your play. Make your play. He did not make his play. He did not make his play, and we needed him to there. Oh, my God. Oh, no. I need more out of you. Get her head, Tom. Why are we running towards that? I'm not sure. It seems like we're scared. You need a hustle player out there, Coach. Coach, I'm here for the effort. You need it. Wait, hey, let me be catcher. Let me be catcher. Huh? Dude, I've never played anything. I've never played organized baseball in my life. And it didn't end up working out for me. And that'll be my one for the day. Coach is going to be real mad at me. Yeah, call the bullpen. We might need another one. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, Donnie! Yeah! The boys smell blood in the water.
They told me to hit a ground ball. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to hit a ground ball. I swing, I hit the ball, and it went in the air. I was like, a little fly ball. And he's just having to drop it. Won the game, so.
Oh, boy, Naki!
Before you know it, Basabas behind the back, floater at the rim, Giro.
Giro Basabas' highlight reel recently extending from the Western United States to the Philippines.
I couldn't be more proud to be Filipino.
The Damani Ranch senior representing his family's heritage overseas in the Phil-Am League in March, being one of a handful of Filipino Americans to make the squad.
It was a dream come true to play there and to play in the Philippines. It was really humbling to be able to see where my parents grew up, where my dad came from, where my mom came from, and how lucky I am to have what I have here.
He sees my roots. He knows why I keep every penny, why I save it, why my attitude like this, why dad is so tough. So now they know that I really came from a poor place. They don't know where to get their food every day. So when Giro went up there, see all of those things, he told me that, Dad, now I understand why you're always like this to us.
Basabas spending over a week in his parents' home country, embracing the culture firsthand while playing ball. For the Mustangs standout, the trip proving to be a collision of his two most important worlds.
It means everything, honestly. I've had a history of athletes come out of my family, so basketball means a lot. It's kind of been like an escape. It's just been something that I've been doing my whole life.
Basabas' love for the game starting out as a toddler, watching older brother Javin from the sidelines.
Started dribbling the ball start dribbling the ball by 2-ball, and I said, I didn't teach that kid yet. I'm teaching my older one, not him yet.
The bond between the Basabas boys strengthening from time on the hardwood together. Kuya, or older brother in Tagalog, passed the torch to the younger Basabas in transferring his knowledge.
He was being my mentor this whole time through my senior year, my whole high school career. He's been like one of my #1 supporters, and he's always had my back since day one.
What the role is for a big brother. I always thought it was important to be there for him when he's not in the right mental state. I feel like if I could be there for him, it would make him feel so much better.
There's a game that Giro's playing and he starts crying. Javin just show up. This is like when Javin just like 6th, 7th grade and Giro was still young. He's teaching Giro what to do the way I teach him, and now he's telling it to his younger brother.
As Jiro's epic high school basketball story, which includes Damani Ranch's first ever boys basketball state title game, comes to a close, his next steps towards success in life begin after graduation.
We all had one goal. We all had that same mindset of going to where we were. I was just happy our Damani team was like that. It was just a great experience here. Damani has been a really good environment for me.
As Jiro looks to continue his basketball journey, it all comes back to those who raised him.
The main thing is trying to give back to my mom and dad for sure. That's been like my number one goal is they've done so much immigrating from the Philippines to here. They've had such a hard time, and they really did the best that they could for me and my brother.
In Reno, Nikki Pica, Nevada Sportsnet.
This is our 42nd annual gymnastics meet. It's usually always the weekend after Martin Luther King. We have every level in gymnastics from the lowest all the way up to level 10, which is our highest level. And they compete on all 4 events, vault, bars, beam, and floor, and multiple sessions throughout the weekend. We have teams from Northern California, Northern Nevada, Eastern Nevada, and Idaho.
I think it's really cool because we get to host it and we get to invite all of our family and our friends, and they can come see how hard we've worked in the gym. Because with other meets that are out of state, not everyone can get to come to those. So like this one's like the big meet that everyone can come to.
Your colleagues when they were younger as well, and you competed against them, with them, or you know their coaches, and then coming to an event like this where you get to again see them again and just have that you just have that bond that you've had for a long time. You get to catch up, see how they're doing, how their team is doing, and just catch up in an event like this. So we do look forward to coming here every year.
We pretty much start planning next year as soon as this year is done. We start reserving the room again. Our booster club committee heads start tweaking stuff to do for next year that could be better. So it's just an ongoing yearly process from one year to the next. We are just, as coaches, at least at Flips, we're just all about the whole athlete and not just how they compete or what scores they get, but how they grow in life and how they become as young adults. We have lots of athletes now that come back and bring their children, people that I have coached and watched grow up and bring their own kids into the gym, so it's a very cool and awesome experience.
I've been at Flips since I was 2, and I've had the coaches since I was 2, so they pushed me so hard to get to where I'm at.
Makes it great is I have 4 kids. And so we can literally just stay in this hotel and there's plenty of entertainment for them. So we don't have to leave.
I just like to keep the legacy going, seeing our community and the young children that we coach every day.
Bella and Abraham Coronado have taken their sibling bond to the wrestling mats. Abraham starting first, with Bella following a few years later, noting the impact on their relationship.
Brought us closer. We can talk about moves, or we could talk about we know how each other feel. If someone has a bad day at practice, we have someone to talk about it.
Especially with all the traveling that we do together, because during the off season and stuff, we'll always be going to the same tournaments. We go to practice, then we go home.
The two each claiming regional titles, a rare achievement for a brother and sister.
It was really good because sometimes we feel like there might be one in one shadow or vice versa, but that one was really we both did it, so we were both happy for each other. There was no animosity. Sometimes there's little bit of sibling rivalry, but that we really did it. We did it when it mattered.
The siblings going on to compete in the state tournament, with Abraham falling just short of the title, but finishing third, while Bella winning it all in her class, a feat highlighting the growth of girls wrestling since becoming an NIAA sanctioned sport 2 seasons ago.
By having girls wrestling and girls wrestling girls, it's been a huge benefit to growing girls wrestling. It gave them a place where they could compete all the time, no matter what, and it gave them a place where they they knew they belonged.
Before I started wrestling, there was like 2 girls in the McQueen room, and this year our numbers were up like 10, 12 or something. It was pretty great. Yeah, we got to see a lot of girls here. There was a lot of bumps, but it was nice because there was more people to connect with and not just with the boys.
Despite falling just short himself, Abraham finding joy in seeing his older sister succeed at state.
The character of Abe is unbelievable. To watch him in that moment at state, he didn't get to where he wanted to be, but to see his reaction in that moment when he saw Cooper Sandoval win his state title, and then literally moments later watch his sister win, to see that character come out of him, where his focus wasn't on that, wasn't on the results, the podium, the medals. It was on the experience of wrestling.
This year at state, I watched my best friend and my sister both win within the span of 5 minutes. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. Obviously, I didn't win it, and I looked to win it next year, but I didn't even care at that point.
The bond wrestling created for the Coronados continues to shine through the results.
If you want to see the example of students and athletes, how to handle yourself and how to go about it, they're the example to be in a practice room, in a school setting, you know. And when they're done with school, they're going to be the kind of person you want to employ.
In Reno, Nikki Pica, Nevada Sportsnet.